Alright, so back on vlogging, and I just got this beautiful record from Godwin Lewis. It is a great record, you have to check it out. It's called Global. Yeah, it's a fantastic record. You're listening now, it's beautiful. Really enjoy it. Yeah, so check this record out, it's beautiful. Cool. Alright, so back on vlogging after a long time. So in these days I'm practicing a lot of new stuff, and I'm practicing some voicings. I'm writing some etudes to actually expand my chordal vocabulary. Get the inspiration from Sturiale, that is a great guitar player from San Francisco Bay Area, and I really like, and it's awesome, so check his channel out because it's great. So check Sturiale. I will put the link down here below so you can check him out. And yeah, so I was just practicing some few new stuff, and of course when I'm trying to practice new stuff, I'm also writing etudes for myself, because I think that if you write some etudes or you just get involved into this new stuff in a real context, so really if you really get the chance to practice this new stuff in a new way, it kind of become more natural, the process. So eventually I will use all this stuff in the real world, so in the context, like I said. So yeah, just practicing some new chords and voicing that I'm going to explain you. I will put the PDFs with the etudes down here to download, so you can check the work out, and feel free to donate something if you feel like do it. I will put the link down here below. So let's take a look. Right, so let me grab a chair because I don't have the music stand. But let's first start with another thing, that is connecting 2-5-1 and with the chromatic upper notes. So chromatic upper notes. Anyway, so actually a bunch of this chord you probably know, because a lot of this chord probably you already yeah, played them. I mean, this few of them are really really useful. So but the idea here is to take one note, for instance the G note, and taking the G note as the first note of my 2-5-1. So if I'm going to play the 2-5-1 in C major, that is D, G and C, so D, G, C, so D minor 7, G 13 and C major 7, we're going to actually use this upper voice, so G, and chromatically going up to the note A. So you will get this kind of sound. The first chord is D minor, then you're gonna have G7 flat 9, and then you're gonna have C major 7 sharp 11 chord. That is very common voicing. It's actually this voicing, right? But you just need to remove the bass and play F sharp, B, E and A. So you got this, right? So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, right? So you got a regular 2-5-1, so 1 bar 2-5 and 1 bar just a 1 chord. Alright, so this is the idea, okay? So check of course Sturiale YouTube channel, because this idea it's actually from him, and like I said, all these kind of chords are, I mean, very utilized in the guitar world, or you know, I mean, harmonically speaking, but eventually you will find some new ideas to connecting 2-5-1 together. That is the idea here. So it's a great idea to connecting chords. Okay, so first one is T minor going to G flat 9, going to C major 7, or C major sharp 11 actually. Second one is F major. Okay, so F major. Why F major? Because F major, the note from F major are F, A, C, and E. So it would be minor third, fifth, minor 7, and 9. So eventually F major 7 functioning as D minor, so it's great here to use this. And then the regular G7, sharp 5, and sharp 9, and going into this C major 7, of course, second inversion, right? Because it comes from this one. If you know drop 2 inversion, this one, right? This is a second inversion because you have the fifth on the bottom. And again, the idea is going chromatically up from the note A to the note B flat or A sharp, that becomes the sharp 9 for G7, and then going into C major 7, drop 2 voicing, of course. So let me try all the two ideas together. So you go and then, right? So you go nice, and then yeah, really nice. And then you can go on. So move from C to C sharp and D, and you're gonna get this one. This is F major, again F major functioning as D minor. So drop 2 in first inversion, okay. And then from here we're going into this. This is actually a very common G7 sharp 11 chord. You probably know it like this, but I mean, like this is the same. It's actually an augmented triad plus the note B, so the major third for G. Okay, we're talking about G7 here, right? So D minor 7, and then you have G7 sharp 11, and going into, you can choose maybe this one here for C, very common voicing. You guide notes plus the 13 and the 9 on the top, or you can use this very Hendrix kind of chord, right? So very nice. So you get this sound, 1, really like that one actually more. So it would be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So very nice. Again, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then the next one is D minor 7. So starting from D, going on E flat and on E, so you get 1, 2. Let me get. Okay, all right, yeah. This one is this. So you get D minor 7. I was forgetting the next one. Yeah, it's this one. Very common voice in the guitar, and actually is the Hendrix chord, right? So the G7 sharp 9, sharp 5. But you have just to remove the G, and you get this voicing. Beautiful. I mean, I'm using this constantly. So. But in this concept it's beautiful because it comes from D minor 7 with the root on the top, and then you got the alteration on the top, that is the sharp 5 for G, and then the sharp 5 going into E, that is the major third for C, right? And here you can choose to play this one, so the regular C major 7 drop 2 in root position, or also the C major 7 sharp 11, that is also nice, and you get the sound of the Lydian, right? So very nice. And then what else? And then you can move from E, F and F sharp, and this is another nice one. You get D minor 7, D minor 9. This comes from a regular triad plus the 9, so very common voice. And then going into this is G7 flat 9, comes from this, of course. Sorry. Yeah, so this kind of type of sound. So you get you have the fifth, the flat 9, the major third, and the F on the top. It is the minor 7. So from G7 flat 9 you get into this new one that I discovered from Istro, which I really like. Really, I never played this before. So really super nice voicing, because actually if you hear in this situation like D minor, you get in G7 flat 9, then you just go up an F step, you go into this beautiful C major 7 sharp 11 chord. That is great. It sounds right, maybe with an E in the bass, right, maybe the bass plays C. It's really nice voicing. And yeah, it's E, G, A and F sharp. I mean, super easy to actually to finger this voicing, not so complicated and not so stretchy. So this is a voicing E, G, A and F sharp and get this sound. But in the context sounds great, so you have, see, maybe like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Okay, so maybe try also maybe with a drum machine. Or so I'm using Drum Genius actually. So let me grab my cell phone. So I try to use all of them, connecting all of them with the drum fill, with the swing medium, right. So it's like a 1, 2, a 1, 2, 3, and F major. Again F major, G7, then and back to G. Alright, so you get the idea also here to practice. And yeah, it's a good way to practice all this stuff, of course, a tempo. So try first just really slow. And I think that this exercise is also very good for ear training, because eventually you will know maybe some new chords if you you're not familiar with some of these voicings. But I think that the most important thing here is also to getting to know very well how to use the alteration that are going to resolve, right? So for instance, if I have D minor, you get to know how the G, how the G, how the 11 sound, right? And then how the flat 9 sound, even if you don't know the name of the note, but that's just the sound. You get to know the sound. Flat 9 going into the 6, right? So G, A flat, A, so 11, flat 9 for G, and major 6 for C major 7, right? And then you get this F major going into this sharp 9 and resolve into the major 7 of the chord. So really nice exercise for ear training, very good for ear training. And C, right, so the 5th for D minor, and you get the sharp 11 for G, right? So a good idea is also maybe to get the sound of the root in the bass, maybe using a looper. Right, so C going to sharp 11 for G, and then back into C. Yeah, this beautiful, nice voicing, very Hendrix. Yeah, and then you get D minor, G7, sharp 5, sharp 9, and C major 7, sharp 11. So here you have this motion. So root, right? Sharp 5 for G, and E is the major 3rd. All right, and then last one is from E. So 9 going into the minor 7 for F for G, sorry, and then F sharp. That is the sharp 11 for C. So you get to know really well the sound of the extension also, right, of the chord. So if you're not familiar with all this voicing, yeah, I'm going really slow here, so maybe you can check them out really slow. So this one is the first one, so D minor 11, G7 flat 9. You can pause this video, so you can also check, of course, Irsovice YouTube channel that he explaining really well and really slow, so you can check him out. So again, D minor 11, G7 flat 9, and C major 7 sharp 11. F major functioning as D minor, okay. G7 sharp 5 sharp 9 going into C major 7, and then you have a D minor 7, F major 7 functioning as D minor 7, G7 sharp 11. Okay, I'm going really fast here, and C major 9, or you can also use this, also nice. D minor, G7 sharp 5 sharp 9, right, and then C major 7 sharp 11, and the last one is D minor 9, G7 flat 9 going into the Lydian sound, and this beautiful voice in here. Alright, so second part of the vlog is actually going to discuss these chordal etudes for creative improvisation. That actually the inspiration comes again from a great guitar player who I really admire, that is Irsovice, like I said. I wrote this etude, like I said, because I want to expand my knowledge, of course, and I want to really use them in real context. So for me it works like this. It's not like this for everybody, of course. So, but the idea here is to take some, some new voicing and write, like I said, some etudes. So first etude I'm going to explain. You will find a PDF for these couple of, I wrote like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 etudes actually, right? So you will find all these etudes down here in the link below, and feel free to donate something if you feel like do it. And yeah, so first one is just actually getting into the G note. All these etude works for D minor 7 Dorian, so this kind of sound, right? So if you're not familiar with the D minor, so if you're not familiar with the scale, it's actually it's a minor scale. It's a natural minor scale with a major 6. You can eventually think like this if you know the natural minor. So you just need to raise the flat 6 to the major 6, so you get this sound. I think that the most important thing when you know, when you learn some new scales, is just get to know the sound of the scales, and not just a fingering, but because especially guitarists tend to, you know, just getting stuck into maybe a position or, you know, stuff that you practice like this. I would not suggest to practicing just scales up and down. Of course you have to know them, you know, because I've done this for a really long time actually, but eventually you get to know the sound. So da, 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 so really hear the major 6 in this chord, right? So you really get to know the sound of Dorian. So this is for me knowing how a scale really works to get really the sound of this beautiful sound, right? So in this case it's the Dorian mode. So in this particular etude I'm starting from the G note, and eventually I'm going down like this and trying to use this kind of voicing. So try to connect this new voicing idea, right? So this is the first one that is great. I'm spelling it for you just to know. You have E, it's 9, F, the minor third, the 7, and the 11 on the top. So first voicing, right? And I wrote the etude just like regular chords like this, and then this, but you can eventually play like 1, maybe the first note, and then play the chords. Okay, so maybe it's much more musical like this. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, right? And 1, 2, 3. Okay, so the next two are this, because I'm going into E and I'm using this great voicing, right? That sounds Dorian, of course, because you have D, F, G, and E. It's beautiful. And then you have this D on the top. So here I'm thinking about actually the D minor. I just add a 7 and the 9 and the root on top, so you get this beautiful sound. And then from D we have to go to C, and C I'm using this that I got from Istro. It's beautiful. It's really stretchy voicing, but I mean, you don't have to force your finger to do this. If you don't feel like do it, just remove some notes. I really saw some guitarists that have like really small hands, and they're like John Stowell, or they can really play this beautiful voicing, like really stretchy voicing. So I think that is maybe you just need to use the guitar like this, like more like in a classical way, you know. I mean, not like this, but I mean just a little bit. And I mean, maybe for me it works like this. You don't have to be like this, but But eventually you can also remove some note. But this is great voicing, like I said. So the C actually is the upper voice, right? And you have F, D, E, the 9, and C, the 5th. This particular voicing you have minor third, D is the root 9, and C is the minor 7, right? So it comes from this, for instance, right? So from this, D on the top and C on the top. So it's D minor. All this works for D minor 7, and of course all this material will work for G7 mixed Lydian, for F Lydian, because you can actually use them for all the 7 chord in the major scale, right? Okay. So I'll get into this maybe more in later in another vlog, but for now just try to get familiar with this new voicing. So this is the first one, second one, third one from E, then this from D, and have this from the C. Really like that one. Yeah. For the B, you can go into this one that is actually the same as this one. But you can also use this. It's like A minor 11 chord. You probably know this one. A minor 11 plus the 9. So if you think about A, this is the voicing, but function here as a D minor again, D minor Dorian sound. But you have a G, C, E, and B, right? So 11, 7, root, and B is the major 6, right? And then going into this one I also like. This is beautiful. This is a F, B, C, and A, and then you go into the G. Here I'm moving my hands again in this area, so it will be like this, also like this. This is also movable, right? So you can really, you can also use this great voicing and move around a little bit. And yeah, and the last one is this, right? And here for the last one, I'm using this thing here. I'm moving the F to E, but you can also moving down the C to B. I like the sound. See, and then the F to E. So you get this kind of sound. Better like. See, so play eventually all the 6th string here. Nice, because A and E actually also works. And eventually you can use all these voicings together. So G on the top, F, E, D on the top, C on the top, B, you can use this, or this, yeah, and then A, G, and then F. Yeah, I really like this kind of movement. Yeah, so eventually I really suggest to maybe practicing some Dorian stuff. Maybe try to improvise a little bit, maybe connect with the voicing. Maybe use the other voicing, maybe a phrase. See, and I'm use this, right? Maybe some chordal voicing also. Yeah, so the idea here is to really take this material and use this material in a real context. So the Etudes, like I said, is just a way for me to get familiar with voicing and eventually use them in a more creative way. Like I said, if this is for you too stretchy for your hand, I mean, just remove some notes. Like, I really love this chord actually because I really use this one. Eventually, if you use with the F, maybe it could be maybe just a little bit more difficult. The E also, right? So maybe this one you have to really yeah, change the way you actually play in a normal way the guitar. I mean, so just make your own decision, and you don't have, of course, to use all of them. And so, like I said, remove some notes. Okay, second etude, starting from the same voicing up here, but going into this very common D minor 9. So, right, going into this very super common. So from here I'll play. See, sounds like maybe a melody. So, right. The idea is to take a note up the G in this case, and then going down with this melody, and then right, and then going into this beautiful voicing for D minor 7 that I use actually a lot. This is come from, I mean, is this voicing actually? It's a D minor 9, right? Have a D, the 7, the 9, and the minor 3rd on the bottom. So in the PDF it's written like a regular chord like this, so you will find it like this, alright? But eventually, like I said, you can also do the voicing and then the melody. Yes, that's also great. And then from here, and then I'm using this voicing like I already used on the first etude. That is actually F, C, E and B on the top. Really like that one. And eventually you get this one. This is really nice because it's movable, like I said. You can really use this voicing all across the fingerboard. Just be aware of the sound of the Dorian, of course. And then you're going into this one. It's actually a very nice one. So you have F, B, C and F. Sounds like Dorian. If you have D on the bass, right, you have D minor, the major 6, the 7, and the F is again the minor 3rd, right? So really nice. And then you have just this. This is just a D minor 9, right? So we play like a, then yeah. Now I'm playing it as it's written. So first one, second one, third one. You have this one, beautiful, and then this one, the same as the first etude. And then you have these two that are, yeah, they're the same voicing, and then back in the first area of the neck, and with this one, and then you have D minor 9. Yeah, this is the idea here, right? Etude number 3 is really interesting. You have this really nice voicing that actually is a minor 11, right? Sounds like a minor 11, but if you think about D on the bottom, you have the F on the top is the minor 3rd, right? So I'm moving up the melody here, so and again the chords underneath. So you have da 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 do. Yeah, so you have da 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 do. And then I'm going into this one. This is really nice. It's actually an F major triad. It's nothing difficult actually. It's just F major triad with a B on the bottom. So it sounds like D Dorian. So you will have this kind of sound. Da 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 do. Yeah. Da 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 do. And then starting from here. Da dee dee do. So da 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 do. Then this. Da, yeah. Da, this is a very common one for the D minor 11 chord. I use this actually also as the G7 sometimes, because if you put a G on the bottom, it sounds like a G7 sus4, but with a D on the bottom, it's great for the Dorian sound. So yeah. So again, and then it's beautiful here because it goes into this really super stretchy chord. I really like. It's actually you can call this as F a sus2 chord because it comes from F major triad, but you don't have the major 4, you have the 9, so F sub 2, right? Plus the 9. So, but actually functioning, like I said, as a D minor 9, of course. So in the context sounds like this. Do, do, de, do, then da, de, de, do, ba. I like that one. Right. So again, do, do, de, do. Oh, I'm sorry. Do, do, de, do, ba, de, de, do. Listen, kind of resolution, nice, and then going into this. Yeah, this is actually the same structure as we did on Etude number 1 and 2, like that one, but up here, right? So E, G, A, and D. Going into this, C major over F, sounds like D minor, of course. Right, and then I play the G at the bottom and play again the Hendrix chord. Right, it's kind of voicing. So again, all these Etude number 3 sounds like da 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 do, ba dee o, then see. So a lot of new ideas, and you can connect melodies and chords together. So yeah, so eventually I will use this also for composition. So that's why I really like to write, because sometimes, you know, just write some idea and use for composition or for improvisation, of course, and then maybe it turns out into become maybe a new melody, a new tune. All right. 4 is really easy actually, because it's just this idea. So moving the same chord down. So eventually from G, from E, from D. So same structure, sounds as a kind of a Hendrix kind of sound, right? Yeah, so this kind of sound. But you have D, G, sorry, on the top, E on the top, D, B on the top, A, G, and all of them works greatly, right? So try to use them with the D bass, D and the bass. Beautiful sound. And then you can also use them down here, maybe. Yeah, some in the low register sounds like. Really like that one. So maybe. And then. So you get. And then. It's actually right like down, 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 boom, 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 like this. But I mean, you can actually improvise over it and use in a variety of other rhythms. So, Etude number 5 and Etude number 6 actually for the Lydian sound, but I will write more, and yeah, because I'm going into this kind of ideas here. So I will go into 5 and 6 into the next vlog, because I'm looking at the watch and it become kind of a longer vlog, this one. So, but just a quick look at Etude number 5, and just to see how it works like, and how I'm going to expand this etude for next vlogs. And so the Lydian sounds, right? So the Lydian is the C major. See, I'm not playing scale anymore, I'm just playing some ideas. Right, so this is the sound for the Lydian sound. Okay, and I'm using this F. This is F minor 7 actually, right? Sound 11, but functioning as C major 7 sharp 11 here. And I'm using this beautiful voicing, right? Then I'm using yeah, very nice. Yeah, so to go up in the scale. So this one, then I'm going to use this. Sounds as Lydian, right? So you have B, E, F sharp, and A on top. Then I'm going into this one, right? Then this. Yeah, this one is actually a triad, right? So a G major triad with the C on the bass, nice. And then going into this. It actually comes from this. It's C major 7, drop 2, but I play the F sharp instead to play the E. You get this sound, nice. And then I'm getting into this one that is maybe the more difficult because yeah, you have E, F sharp, C, and D. So okay, so you need to practice a little bit of fingering here. So from this one, you're going into this. Maybe you play the D, and then you play all the rest of the chord. And the very last one is actually C major triad. You have sharp on the bass. So it sounds like C Lydian, of course. So the last 3 chords maybe are the most maybe unfamiliar, maybe. But actually this one comes from this. So just need to play the F sharp. Then I play the D at the bottom. Yeah, and play this one. You get this voicing, and then you play just a triad with the F on the bass, right? So all this sounds like Lydian. Nice. Then you have this, and I have this, see? And last one. Okay. So I'm going into all this new material maybe in the next vlog because really a lot of stuff into this one already. So I will put the link for this, so let's say 4 etude for this vlog, for the Dorian sound, and so you get the idea on how you can work it out. Alright, so thanks for watching, and I hope to see you on the next one really soon.